Hi everyone, welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalila Starr. Today is an Ascension update from the 90 Nibiruans, and it was I figured it out that they wanted me to do this yesterday morning when I wake up in the morning is when I first get these messages. Any instructions, anything they want me to do, and even though they don't communicate every day like they used to during the heat of my mission, I do hear from them ever so often. And what I got yesterday morning was they wanted me to give you guys some hope. They wanted me to give you an overview of what's going on Earth right now as a way to help you understand and keep your spirits up, because it appears a lot of people are starting to lose faith. They're starting to lose hope that anything will ever shift, because it's just getting more and more and more chaotic, and so they want to make some sense of that for you. So here's what I got, all right? And it's just kind of putting all the pieces together along. They always have me research things before they give me a message so that I can actually carry out that message, that assignment. All right, so here's what seems to be happening. Let's kind of step back from the globe for a moment, and let's start with the whole financial picture, because money runs the world. I know there's people who think that we're going to go to a reality where there's absolutely no money, but there's always some form of agreed upon exchange method. I mean, whether it's straws or rocks or coins or corn or whatever it is, there's something that everybody agrees to accept as legal tender for the transfer of goods and services. So anyway, the financial system then is one of the major structures or systems that will underpin a new reality, a new dimension of a new reality, a new world. And right now we're seeing ours go through a shift. Now the cool thing is that new, and as I've talked about in previous messages, the powers that be think it's going to go one way, but we know we're creating an offshoot from that. And we're going to take it far beyond what they expected into something even more exciting and more balanced and more beneficial to all humanity. So what we're seeing right now, which is really scary for a lot of people, is the system, the old fiat system, crashing. And of course that's planned by the powers that be, because they want to bring on this new system. Well, you can't bring trillions of dollars into an already overinflated system that was based on imaginary currency, fiat or fake currency. Our economy, our markets right now are way overinflated because of this fake money, and meaning that there's nothing to back it up, really. It's just paper and digits on a computer. So what has to occur is that overinflated market has to come down to a realistic level, and what would be realistic is below where they need it to be when it shifts to currency backed or asset backed, which means any money is backed by something real, something valuable. So they needed to bring it down probably about 12%. Well, they started out with China depegging from the dollar, and when a huge economy like China's depegs from the dollar, what that does is it creates a cascading effect or a domino effect with other countries, because so many people are interconnected with China. So all these other countries then have to depeg. Now, why do they have to depeg? Because the U.S. dollar becomes too expensive for them to peg to. I mean, the disparity between what theirs is now worth and what ours is worth is so huge, they couldn't continue. It would destroy their economy. So they're depegging, and that just brings the U.S. dollar up, which is good for now because it keeps our economy somewhat in the black. All right. So what will then happen is that once it gets down to where they want and they see it's going to stay there, that's when they'll do this big global reset, infuse it with all this new currency, this new money, and then bring it back up to the level it needs to be to support this new asset-based financial system. That's kind of a simplistic explanation, but that's kind of what's going on. But in the meantime, all the chaos is occurring because you see billions and billions of dollars being pulled out of the economy, people losing money because they're selling. If they would just stay in there and not sell, it would change. But people get scared and they do a run and they sell all their stuff, and that creates all the havoc as well. It just makes it a little bit worse. But anyway, that system is about to change, and that's really good. That's fantastic. Okay, so don't worry about that one. That one's going to even out. The other thing that we see is all these causes that are starting to get attention. For example, it kind of started, it didn't start with Cecil the Lion, but Cecil the Lion kind of like ignited some embers, and it's just become a forest fire now. So what we're seeing is, and when it did, all these causes jumped on that bandwagon and rode it and used it as a platform to get more publicity and awareness for their causes, which is all a good thing. But what it does is it makes it look like just the world is crazy and chaotic, because all of a sudden all these people who didn't know about trophy hunting, who'd never even considered trophy hunting and what that does, and what really goes on in Africa with the canned hunts where they raise these wild animals and put them in contained areas so that they can be, there was no way for them to escape, and some guy comes in and pays $50,000 to shoot one of them. I mean, the inhumanity of that is just boggles the mind, and people are waking up to that. But that's not all. At the same time, they're seeing these other causes, such as, factory farming and how horrible that is, and all the movies coming out about that. And of course, one that's near and dear to my heart, puppy mills. We're seeing a new documentary that's getting a lot of publicity from and clout and backing from people in Hollywood, and that's going to go viral. It is going viral. So it's bringing people's awareness up to speed with, when you buy a dog from a pet store online, there's 2 or 3 dogs that are going to die in a shelter because no one adopted them, and the horrors of what goes on behind the scenes with the parents. So all this stuff is becoming, we're becoming aware of it. Another one that's just recently erupted is Black Lives Matter. Now, this is a good thing as well. I mean, I have compassion for the people who die, the policemen who die. I have compassion for the blacks who are gunned down. I have compassion for both. The problem is that we live in a police state. Something needed to shake us up to the fact that we are in a police state, because part of being in the matrix of 3D is they've distracted you from that idea and made you think that you're free. They actually make you think you're in a free country, but we're not. So the good thing that the Black Lives Matter movement has brought to the awareness of the public is the overstepping of authority by the police, and then that's going to lead to other areas we're going to start looking at. So it's going to create like a Pandora's box opening, and we're going to like, oh my God, all of a sudden people are going to see the grid of the matrix. They're going to open up their eyes. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. We had this massive awakening of the average person, the 3D humanity, the ones who've been locked in their video games and their cell phones and their, the rat race of life, and they haven't watched what's going on around them. They are being awakened. Now, years ago, we were told that Ascension would be successful if 70% of the population of the Earth did a one-dimensional jump. Well, that meant that a lot of the 3D people had to wake up. Well, see, all these things, all these causes, all this suffering, all these sacrifices are waking us up thanks to the internet and things going viral. So, big picture, and kind of recapping all this, is that all these things are good. It's chaotic. It's crazy. It seems like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. But that is all part of an ascension process. It's the chaos, the storm that occurs right before everything clears and becomes peaceful. And that's where we are right now. So they're telling me they're asking me to tell you, keep going. It's all good. It's crazy right now, but it has a purpose and it's all going to end. Hang in there. Keep doing your clearing. Keep yourself balanced as much as you can. Support each other, and we will get through this. And we will come out and we will fulfill our divine destiny. In fact, right now we're being tempered in the fire of all these multiple challenges that we're facing now. Not just one or two at a time. We're getting multiples hammered. We're just hammered by them. But we're being tempered to fulfill our divine destiny. And what is that? To become the peacekeepers of the universe. Because the universe needs it. As above, so below. There's chaos up there. There's chaos down there. Here. They need a role model. We become the role model. We are their hope. And I think we're making it. So you have a great week. If you have any questions, give me a buzz. Talk to you soon. Bye.